Awesome.
You ready?
Nikki Lineham's gonna come and join us, and I'm going to. Who wants to say goodbye? Listen, I thank you for both of you for being here. I'm going to put you both back into the queue, and I'm going to talk with Nikki for a sec, and then I think we'll bring somebody else in to give them a chance to talk with one of the guests. So, hey, Nikki, welcome,
Thank you.
and wave goodbye to Ricky in New Zealand.
Oh,
Thanks, Ricky, and Shannon in Southern Ontario.
hi, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So you're awesome.
Thank you.
Like you just freaking nailed it. I was watching some of your one of your very earliest videos, and it was good. But then I knew you had 10 weeks ahead of you with Mark, and I knew you were going to be practicing. And even though you've been traveling all over the place, haven't you?
I have been.
Like,
I've
where
just
have
been
you
over. I've been to France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Scotland, and London.
All the while you've been practicing this?
Yes.
Really? And have you been dragging face-to-face from place to place?
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We were wondering where those dots on the map were coming
Yeah,
from.
it's
So
me.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
Good
it
for you.
worked everywhere. Almost everywhere, except for the Isle of Skye, but that's because they don't really have
But
internet.
you don't want it to work on the island.
I didn't. No.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about when I was watching your talk was the fact that we are able to catch a ball. Like if you think about the calculations about trying to compute a parabolic arc in real time to be able to catch a ball or to be able to stop a car or a bicycle at a certain line, there is an enormous amount of math computations that are going on in our brains.
Absolutely.
And we're actually able to do that from about a year old or 18 months old, right?
Yeah.
And so I was just thinking, yeah, of course we're, because I struggle with math concepts. In fact, I was great. I was one of those guys that was great all through up to grade 12.
Yep.
Went into university, took intro calc. I'll never forget this course because I was a straight A student, and I failed my intro calc course.
Wow.
Why? Because I was able to do math a certain way, and then I could not conceptualize this calc stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I still can't.
No.
And yet, I now realize from you that I should be able to. It's just if it was presented to me in a different way.
That's right. You needed to see it in a different way. I would bet you could totally get it now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And believe you can do it. That's the other thing. Sometimes when we've always been successful, we actually have a fixed mindset. So fixed mindsets aren't just people that aren't math people.
Okay.
Statistically, it's actually high-performing girls have the most fixed mindsets, and they won't fail. They don't want to fail.
Really?
So they end up not taking risks, and they're very good memorizers, but they're not necessarily really understanding it. And that only takes us so far.
So it's risk-taking.
It's risk-taking is a huge part of it. And we learn more when we make mistakes. Our brain lights up twice as much when we make a mistake than when we do something right.
Wow.
So in math, it's always been a performance subject.
Yep.
It's right or it's wrong, and we're penalized for every
Absolutely.
mistake. And you carry that mistake with you to your mark. So we need to change how we're assessing as well. Because we need to promote the risk-taking, because that's where the real learning and the innovation happens.
Do you do this stuff online?
Yes. My company, Educating Now, everything is it's streamed math lessons. Basically, it's for teachers on how to teach this way, but parents can use it. Anybody who wants to understand math conceptually can use it.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen, there's a guy out there called Dan. I'm gonna bring him in because I know he's got a question for you.
Okay.
And Dan's he's pretty close by. Hey Dan, you ready to come on? Ready or not, here you come. So
Ready.
Hey, there he is. So Dan is he's one of the co-founders of FaceToFace.
Oh, hi Dan.
He's a recently graduated mechanical engineer, and I don't think he has any math problems, but he lives in math. So I just thought you guys would want to chat for a minute.
Absolutely.
Definitely. First of all, awesome speech.
Thank you.
Thought it was super relevant, but also very well delivered.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the 3 points were very easy to follow. I find a lot of speakers will do, there's 3 points, and then kind of wander off and like, wait, what were the 3 points again?
Right.
Yeah. No, it was excellent.
Thank you.
I thought in particular, the 3rd point was extremely relevant. Like I've noticed that because
What was the 3rd point, Dan? Just remind the rest of them.
Yeah. So it was memorizing rules. So I've noticed. I mean, I've been through elementary level, middle school, high school, and then engineering and university.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, the whole way up the chain, you see that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure even farther up, I've seen a ton of people in calculus classes and stuff remember the rules, and might get by, but then all of a sudden you have to do a real world problem that doesn't look like any of the other ones, and wait, what?
Totally. And that's even what happened to me. I actually memorized my way through too. I only learned this way when I started teaching this way.
Really?
Like my number sense only developed in the last 10 years, and I have a degree in math. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I've been teaching for 16 years. My first 6 years I taught traditionally, and then I learned that there was a different way.
What was the trigger point?
I felt like I was doing a song and dance every day trying to get the kids to care, and it wasn't meaningful. So I just started researching for my master's project how to make math more meaningful.
Wow.
And then I started reading about how to teach conceptually and, like you said, different problems, novel problems, learning through solving the problems. And I was ashamed that I had been teaching procedurally for 6 years. It was awful.
I'm a teacher as well, and you look back and you go, "Oh, I can't believe I used to say those things."
Totally. Yeah. And then, you know, like yours is not to question why, just invert and multiply.
Nice rule.
Yeah.
That's rule 437.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So then I changed, and the immediate shift in the kids and the amount I was learning, game over. But my kids taught me. I wasn't teaching them.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. Does math play a role in your life, Dan?
A little bit. It's fairly important.
So Dan and his partner Gage are co-founders in FaceToFace broadcasting and the tech. So they actually built this technology from the ground up, and they blow me away. Like, you heard me say that I failed my calculus class, Dan. I have no idea how you guys are doing what you're doing, but what I'd like to be able to do is I'd like to get Nikki to be able to use this to be able to get the message about math out to as many people as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very interested, Dan, because I do a lot of Pro D distance. Like I work with schools in Terrace quite a bit.
Cool.
So definitely be connecting with you on how I can use this for that, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Are there any other, is there any other things you can leave us with? Because I know you got to run out. There's people out there that want to talk to you as well. Lots of them.
I think it's just that this message needs to get out there. It needs to get to teachers, to parents, to kids, and we just, they're so deeply ingrained, these myths. Like it's.
Where's the one blockage? Like what's
change. Humans don't like change, and I think it's a lack of knowledge.
Is it teachers? Is it like where is it? The kids? Is it the teachers? Is it the parents?
It's everybody. It's just everybody. People don't know about it. As soon as they learn, minds are blown wide open. Like there's very few people.
0.27 versus 0.7. As soon as you graphed it, like I was trying to think, how are you going to? And then you graphed it. And I went, oh,
yeah,
of course,
yeah. And that's the thing is when I give these talks, people immediately are like, oh yes, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's just getting the information out. So, just spreading the word. Anyone that listened and heard about it, tell your friend about it.
There you go. Nikki Lineham. She's awesome. I wish you could be here to give her a hug. She's just
Thanks.
Thanks, Nikki, very much. Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
All right.
Okay.